You're watching ESPN's Holiday Hoops, presented by Zales.
Great rivalries divide states. But with Kentucky and Louisville, the rivalry is more like a lifestyle. Only 79 miles apart, these guys divide living rooms, split dinner tables, break up friendships.
We gon' blow your mind.
A trio of freshmen in blue versus a roster of veterans in red, all led by two legendary coaches. Tonight, for the 50th time, Kentucky and Louisville will force their homeland to answer the question, whose side are you on?
We gon' blow your mind.
Welcome to Louisville. This is the ACC on ESPN. And the KFC Yum Center is packed, it is alive, and it is ready for one of the truly great rivalries in college basketball. The Kentucky Wildcats are here in Louisville to take on the Cardinals. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Louisville. Happy holidays to all of you, wherever you may be. Dan Shulman and Jay Billis, very glad you're with us here in Louisville tonight. Coming off one of the great games of the college basketball season, the Kentucky win over North Carolina, and Malik Monk put on some kind of a show.
Good players don't get 47 against North Carolina. Great players, superstars, get 47 against North Carolina, and Malik Monk is legit. He is the absolute real deal. He averages 22 points a game. He shoots 50% from the field. He's a great catch-and-shoot three-point shooter. He shoots 42% from three. And he's even better when you make him put the ball on the deck. He's an elite athlete with a 42-inch vertical. He can absolutely do it all. Louisville has got to get into him, make him put it on the floor, and they've got to make De'Aaron Fox and Isaiah Briscoe beat him from over the top. They can't let Malik Monk do it.
Louisville has been a program that's been known for its defense in recent years, certainly under Rick Pitino, and they've got some of the best defensive numbers in the country this year. Why are they so good?
Well, it's because it's in their DNA. That's what they do. They like to keep you off balance. They will press, and I do think they will press against Kentucky. The question is, do they press by putting great pressure on the ball and trying to deny, to get it into the coffin corner where they can trap you? If you throw it over the top, their big guys do a really good job. If you catch it on the run, you're going to turn it over. Again, pressure on the ball in an odd man front. If you catch it in that coffin corner, you're in trouble. They don't get the trap, but they force you to speed dribble, and then they try to back tip. You turn out, they're going to back tip it, and their defense is going to turn into offense. I think this is what they're going to do. Containment press, kind of a 2-2-1. And they are looking to generate offense from their defense. They're looking to protect the rim with their shot blockers, and they have got to get offensive rebounds in order to win this game.
So one of the great defensive teams in the country, Kentucky, one of the great offensive teams in the country, as we take a look at tonight's Sonic blockbuster, and you can see how strong Kentucky is at the offensive end and how equally strong Louisville has been at the defensive end. As they say, something's got to give here tonight. For more, let's go to Maria Taylor.
Well, you're right, and in rivalry games, Dan, it means so much more for these players, but it's an even bigger night for two guys that are from this area. For the Cardinals, it's Quentin Snyder. He's a guard that grew up in the city of Louisville. He went to camps with Coach Pitino, and he always knew deep in his heart that he'd be wearing the red and black in this rivalry game. And he's been coming to the University of Kentucky, University of Louisville matchup since he was 10 years old. On the other bench for Kentucky, it's Derek Willis, who says he always grew up a Louisville fan. He even has some favorite players like Ellis Miles, but that he chose to go to Kentucky, and now this game means so much more. And guys will have the ultimate bragging rights if they get the win today, because he will have not lost a game to Louisville in the regular season.
Yeah, Kentucky has had their say in this rivalry recently. They've won 8 of the last 9 between the Wildcats and the Cardinals. The folks here in Louisville, of course, would love to see that trend reversed here tonight as we show you the starting lineups for tonight's game. Both teams come in 10-1. The Wildcats are ranked 6th in the country. The Cardinals are ranked 10th in the nation. De'Aaron Fox, how good was he against North Carolina? But of course was overshadowed by what Malik Monk did. And Bam Adebayo is just a beast on the inside. Donovan Mitchell's such a big key for Louisville. Can he make shots? Can Deng Adele make shots? And then up front, Louisville in the starting lineup and off the bench, they've got tremendous length and a lot of shot blockers.
Well, they're going to have to generate easy baskets. Those shot blockers do a great job of protecting the rim. They don't force quite as many turnovers as they did a couple years ago, but they do a great job of making you take tough shots, and they're going to have to limit second shot opportunities for Kentucky.
Hard to believe that this rivalry did not exist for about 60 years, from 1923 through 1982, they never met in a regular season game. It resumed again in 1983, and aren't we all lucky that it did? One of the great rivalries in the sport, Kentucky and Louisville ready to go. And the Wildcats with the first possession of the night. De'Aaron Fox coming off a 24-point, 10-assist game against Carolina in that win over the Tar Heels Saturday. One of the best games really in recent memory in college basketball.
Louisville starting off in man-to-man. Dangadell on Malik Monk.
And Monk, who scored 47 against the Heels, misses his first shot. And Louisville trying to get down quick before the defense can set up. And a good look inside, but a rejection by Wenyen Gabriel. A lot of time on the shot clock as the Cardinals pull it back out.
Kentucky wants to play fast. They want to get up and down the court, but what they don't want to do is take bad shots. I think Malik Monk took a shot he just settled for and not his best one.
Snyder misses the three. Louisville coming off a game in which they shot the three well against Eastern Kentucky, made 10 of 24. But overall on the season, Jay, this has not been a good outside shooting team.
Well, they have talked about the fact that Louisville makes their shots in practice, but they're not making them in the games. 3 o'clock shooters aren't the players you need. You need guys that make them at 7 o'clock.
Briscoe kicks it back out. Fox. Now Adebayo. Look at the strength, but he turns it over. Adele in transition. Snyder will get another look and misses again.
Excellent offensive rebounding team.
Mathiang had the rebound, then threw it away. And Fox, is there anybody on the Louisville side who can stay in front of De'Aaron Fox?
But that's exactly what Louisville has got to avoid. A live ball turnover. They cannot defend a run out. De'Aaron Fox takes it all the way. You've got to make Kentucky play 5-on-5 in the half court. In transition, they will absolutely kill you.
Fox, the freshman from Houston, has been so good early this season, and now here they come in transition again.
Boy, how about the outlet?
Briscoe trying to finish and draws the foul.
De'Aaron Fox off the turnover. There is no way off this turnover that you're going to be able to stop De'Aaron Fox in the open court. Just blows right by the left-handers, averaging over 7 assists per game. He is on pace, assist-wise, to break the record that Tyler Ulis holds, single-season assist record a couple years ago.
You have said on a number of occasions this year you think Fox and Monk are the best freshman backcourt combo you've ever seen.
Best freshman combo I've ever seen. I think you got to go all the way back to UCLA when the Bruins had Michael Holton and Rocket Rod Foster, went all the way to the NCAA championship game and lost to Louisville with Daryl Griffith, excuse me.
So Louisville's had some opportunities. They've had some open looks. They haven't knocked them down. It's 4-0 early for Kentucky. Mitchell, count it.
He has got to have a great game. Donovan Mitchell is the one guy that can go off on you. How about how quickly Kentucky gets it down court?
And Monk draws the foul. Not a popular call here in Louisville, but Kentucky playing incredibly quickly this year. Rick Pitino said to Maria in his interview before the game he's never seen a Kentucky team play this quickly.
Well, you can't celebrate the ball going through the net. You have got to convert to defense right away. And you can see what kind of athlete, Dan, that Malik Monk is. He is not just a shooter. He is a big-time elite athlete. Most times leapers are not great perimeter jump shooters. He's got a 42-inch vertical and can do things in the air that only the true sort of world-class athletes can do, and he can shoot it.
Well, at the McDonald's All-America game, he won the three-point shooting contest and finished second in the dunk contest. So there's all you need to know about his combination of athleticism and deep shooting ability. The drive by Adele, and he's fouled by Monk. And now the fans celebrating the first foul call against Kentucky. Didn't think the calls were going their way in the early going. Rick Pitino, of course, tremendous success at both of these institutions, winning a national championship with Kentucky in 1996, going to the NBA, coming back to the collegiate ranks, and winning a national championship with the Cardinals in 2013.
You know, Dan, the key for that last possession, last foul, wasn't just the drive. It was the initial paint touch and the pass out. I think this Louisville team can drive Kentucky. What a great pass.
And look at how quickly they get down the court again. It's Monk.
I mean, that must have been 3 seconds after the score, and they're laying it in. I mean, how deflating is that? You score and then watch Kentucky lay the ball in at the other end.
And Rick Pitino says he doesn't want to play slow, but he wants to play more at their pace than Kentucky's pace, and they have got to keep him out of transition. There's a long two for Snyder, and here come the Wildcats again. Adebayo will slam it home.
Boy, and Rick Pitino's got to be very upset. They make a jump shot and give up a dunk with one pass. Boy, but that was impressive by Kentucky. You can say, well, poor transition defense. That's great transition offense.
Snyder tries to thread the needle with a bounce pass.
Kentucky's buckets have come basically in like 9 seconds of game time. They're getting the ball down court so quickly. Like that pass, Rick Pitino's going to be telling his team that pass has got to be picked off. That's thrown right down the pipe to a big guy who is outrunning guards.
And Jalen Johnson taken out of the game and sent to the bench after that play. Ray Spalding has come in, a sophomore from right here in Louisville. One of the players Marie was talking about before the game. Spalding, a guy, great length, great wingspan, playing well, local kid, and becoming a pretty big factor for the Cardinals.
He makes it tough for you to make passes. Tough to see over him and around Ray Spalding.
Mathiang turns it over. Corner three, Monk. Gabriel the offensive rebound. And it's out of bounds to Kentucky.
You should never have a closeout to Malik Monk. You have got to be right on him. If you've got a closeout, that means you're helping off of him. And he is one player that you cannot help off. As soon as your shot goes up, you have to find him first and stay with him.
Anas Mahmoud into the game now for Louisville, and Derek Willis with the ball right now, number 35. The senior is checked in for Kentucky. Willis can stretch the floor with his outside shooting ability. Briscoe misses the jumper, and down with a rebound, Spalding.
That is the best case scenario for the Louisville defense, is to have Isaiah Briscoe taking jump shots on.
Nice look. And a foul will send Spalding to the free throw line.
Really good execution off the side pick and roll. Now, this is not a bulky Louisville team, but it is a long and fairly athletic one. And one of the guys that I think for Louisville that can be a special player is Ray Spalding. You mentioned his length. He's athletic. He's got a great feel for the game, and he really impacted. He did an amazing job, I thought, in the game against Purdue. He had 11 points, 9 rebounds. If I remember right, he went 5 for 5 from the field and really had a huge impact on the game on the defensive end.
Yeah, one thing that Louisville, a lot of programs track, is deflections, and he's great at deflections using that length that he's got. Knocks down both free throws. Cardinals back within one. Here comes Kentucky again. Fox no, follow no. Third opportunity goes for Adebayo.
Boy, De'Aaron Fox is a pretty good press break all by himself, isn't he? Excellent job by John Calipari of diagramming that press break. Give the ball to De'Aaron Fox and get out of the way.
Who was it? Was it D. Brown at Illinois? Was known as the one-man fast break back when he played there. Meanwhile, Snyder knocks down a three, and we're all tied up at 12. And this place is really alive right now here at the KFC Yum Center.
Looks like a little zone look right now for Louisville.
Monk, step back jumper from the baseline, and then he shushes the crowd on his way back down the court.
Well, that's where I feel he's really special. Most great shooters are catch and shoot guys. They get their feet set, you try to make them put it on the deck. He's a great pull-up jump shooter. I mean, that step back move, are you kidding me? He's 18 years old. That's big time.
Yep. Snyder. Running hook off the glass, no good, and Willis the rebound. Monk from Lepanto, Arkansas, broke the hearts of Razorback fans. Not going there, electing to go to Kentucky. And De'Aaron Fox, who has not shot it well from beyond the arc, buries the threes. Now 4 for 24 on the season from beyond the arc.
The one thing you don't want to do with De'Aaron Fox is dare him to shoot.
Mitchell no, Mahmoud keeps it alive, Snyder no, and Bam Adebayo with another rebound.
Boy, how about that rebound? That was snatched with 2 hands. This will be a man's game on the backboards. You had better go after that thing hard and with 2 hands.
Both teams excellent rebounding numbers on the season. Spalding down with 1 for the Cardinals.
Right now, Kentucky's gotten its pace. And they just have to keep pushing that pace. Great move by Snyder.
And Spalding finds him with the assist to bring Louisville back within 3.
Gave the look like he was coming off for the handoff, then just reversed it and went to the rim.
Wow, look at that move. Shook a couple of defenders, takes a bump, and then throws it out of bounds, does Fox, to take us to our first media timeout of the night.
Well, Quentin Snyder leads this Louisville team in assists and three-point field goals made. Although not a great shooter, he is knocking down shots to start this one. A great shooter and great scorer, Malik Monk, the step back. He is a great option.
Welcome back to ESPN's Sonic Blockbuster. Welcome back to Louisville, Kentucky. Dan Schulman, Jay Billis, Maria Taylor. So you just saw the update back in the studio. Another tripping incident, for lack of a better term, involving Duke's Grayson Allen.
No excuse for it. Absolutely no excuse. And I think in this instance, being the third time in the last couple of years, you'll see the ACC take action. There's no excuse. Zero.
And we'll wait to see how that story develops. We're sitting here in Louisville and heard that assessed a technical foul. You could see how upset Allen was as he was sitting on the bench after the play. Meanwhile, Duke getting all they can handle from Elon right now.
Well, Elon's a good team. They can really shoot it. And they're playing that game in Greensboro. But I can't believe he did that again.
Yeah.
I absolutely can't believe it.
17-14, Kentucky leading Louisville. The 50th matchup all time between these two great programs. Kentucky leading the all-time series 34-15. They've won 4 in a row in 8 of the last 9.
2-3 zone right now. Malik Monk out of the game. And this can go to man-to-man when they get to a short clock.
Briscoe the kick. Michael Mulder knocks down the 3. The senior from Windsor, Ontario, by way of Vincennes College in Indiana. Last year shot it great in practice, not so much in the games. This year he's taken it into the games.
Well, that's his 17th 3 on the season. To have that weapon off the bench that can come in and provide a little offensive firepower and stretch the floor is really valuable. Good pass.
Snyder passed up the 3 and takes it inside and is called for the offensive foul on the drive.
Got to come to a jump stop because Isaiah Briscoe was right there to take the charge. 2 feet on the floor. He'd established legal guarding position. That was a really good play by Briscoe.
Who's not afraid to step in there and sacrifice his body for the greater good. Briscoe, a sophomore on this team, but it kind of feels like he's a junior or a senior. Feels like he's been around forever considering how many young players he's playing with. Although there are some seniors for Kentucky. We mentioned Mulder, a junior college kid. Willis and Dominique Hawkins in the game. They're both seniors as well. Nice crossover. Reverse won't go. Ball's tipped up in the air. Comes down to Louisville and a foul is called.
2 nice plays by Anas Mahmoud. Blocking the shot and then keeping that ball alive. Got blown by Isaiah Briscoe, but he stayed with the play without fouling and was able to knock that ball away from behind.
Mahmoud, who is just back, missed 3 games with a concussion. It returned for the Eastern Kentucky game on the weekend. A great shot blocker. That's him with the ball, number 14. Dangadell. Yes.
And he is a player for which confidence is really important. He knocks down his first few, then he can have a really good game. He misses his first few, and he tends to hang his head and stop shooting. That's good news for Louisville that he made his first.
So Louisville's 3 for 6 from three-point range in the first 8 minutes of this game. Briscoe the kick. Monk open. Misses the 3, and the rebound down to Spalding.
Good outlet. Smart to pull it back out.
Mahmoud floats it in, but misses the finger roll. Spalding there to clean it up.
At first you thought, why are you giving it to a 7-footer at that point? And it wound up working out because of the tip-in by Ray Spalding.
Man, I hope this atmosphere is coming across in your living room or wherever you're watching this game tonight. This one is some kind of fun. Willis. And Louisville looking for the lead.
Boy, Louisville's length is bothering Kentucky.
Adele gives them the lead. .8-0 run. Cardinals on top. Degadell knocks down a couple of threes. Louisville's got the lead. John Calipari less than happy with his team as the Cardinals are now up 22-20. What a great rivalry. These two schools separated by just about 75 miles between Lexington and Louisville. As we mentioned, the 50th all-time matchup. Kentucky leads 34-15. The 18th time they've met when both have been ranked. Kentucky's dominated those matchups. And the 11th matchup all-time between John Calipari and Rick Pitino when both have been ranked. Coach Calipari leads 7-3. You can make a case that there may be other rivalries, or Duke Carolina's one that always gets mentioned first, but if this one is not the best rivalry, is not the biggest rivalry in college basketball, it is right there at the top.
There's no question it matches any other rivalry. I think in intensity among the fans and intensity among the players, because it only happens once a year, and then it also happens in the NCAA tournament. You know, Duke and North Carolina haven't played in the NCAA tournament.
Ever.
These guys play in the NCAA tournament.
They played in the Final Four just a few years ago, played in the tournament a couple of years ago as well, and I agree with you there. There's a bit of less is more feeling about this rivalry that makes it even more intense, because you know it's only going to happen once a year. Duke and Carolina meet twice a year, plus they often meet in the ACC tournament, so sometimes it's 3 times a year. But to take anything away from either of those rivalries is doing them an injustice. They're both so good. Mitchell gets inside, and the loose ball belongs to Kentucky.
Kentucky on their last possession ran a little play where the two big guys, Bam Adebayo and Wenyen Gabriel, screened for each other. Adebayo got into the middle. Instead of trying to pass that ball, he's got to look to make an immediate play for himself. He tried to pass it to Gabriel, and it didn't work out. It turned into a turnover. He has got to look to score when he catches the ball.
Maria's got more.
Well, Jay, Coach Cal is on the same page as you. He turned to Isaac Humphreys right after the play and said, I told him in the timeout to shoot the ball, and what does he do? And you see it results in a turnover.
See, Maria, I should be making $8 million a year coaching this team.
You couldn't take the pay cut.
Exactly.
You're good right here, big fella. Mitchell trying to stay with the Monk.
And that's two great athletes. Donovan Mitchell, the best athlete on this Louisville team.
Briscoe, shot clock at 5. Fox with a long 2, and it belongs to Louisville. Nearly turned over, and they do. And Fox will wind up at the free throw line after a turnover committed by Louisville in the backcourt. Now, we mentioned it's the holiday season, and you know what that means. 5 games coming your way, the NBA on Christmas Day. What a tradition it is. The Celtics and Knicks at noon, 2:30 Eastern on ABC. The Warriors and the Cavs. Then it's the Bulls and Spurs, T-Wolves and Thunder, and it winds up with the Clippers and Lakers late at night.
Usually the holiday season means no gifts from Dan Shulman.
Can't you play Santa instead of Scrooge just once?
Yeah, well, why is he not smiling? Got a lot on his mind.
Yeah, he's got a big few days ahead of him. What do you like best about De'Aaron Fox?
His speed. He's an elite defender, and I think as soon as he gets his shot down, and I think he'll improve as a shooter, he'll be a complete player. But of all the players on this Kentucky team, he is the one that has the chance to be the best defender.
Mitchell.
Offensive.
Yeah, Jamie Lucky with the call as Mitchell pushed off there on Briscoe.
That right arm went out, and Briscoe went back. This is a strong guard. Donovan Mitchell just got right into his hip. Donovan Mitchell was an excellent baseball pitcher. His father's with the Mets organization, and I was told he had a near 90-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, I read some quotes by him saying I had a good fastball. I think he said a wicked changeup. Problem for him was the curveball and the cutter, he said, didn't move a whole lot. He's doing pretty well at this sport. Gabriel just inside the arc, and right now, Louisville, they're defending Kentucky into taking a lot of long jumpers.
And that one, Mathiang was right on it, so you're taking a challenge shot. Wenyen Gabriel should be taking open shots and wide open shots. He should not be taking challenged threes.
Kentucky now scoreless over the last 3.5 minutes. Louisville with the lead. Tony Hicks with the ball. Grad transfer from Penn. Now Jalen Johnson down low. Over Gabriel off the back of the iron, and Gabriel the rebound. Fox will pull up. And it's going to be over the back on Gabriel. Not a lot of second opportunities on these long misses by Kentucky.
I think De'Aaron Fox has to think about in transition doing everything he can to get to the rim. He can take that jumper anytime he wants, and that is not his strength, even though he knocked down his first perimeter shot. You know, De'Aaron Fox is averaging 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists. He is the only player in Division I averaging over 15, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists. The only one. That shows you how versatile and productive he is, and he's a freshman.
And a foul away from the ball going on Monk.
Monk's got to jump to the ball.
Second foul on Malik Monk, and everybody in this building is aware that he scored 47 against North Carolina on the weekend. Although he hasn't had a crazy hot night so far tonight, they love seeing him sitting down on the bench.
Well, when you take him out, I don't think you'll see Malik Monk sit out the rest of the first half. A lot of times coaches will sit a guy that's got 2 fouls. I think that takes a great player out of the game for too long.
Snyder all the way.
Boy, the high pick and roll has been a problem thus far for Kentucky. They are getting picked off and not calling that screen out.
Fox, nice look to Willis, and that'll snap a long scoreless drought of better than 4 minutes for the Wildcats.
Well, Derek Willis can really stretch the floor. An excellent catch and shoot big guy. But you can really go after him on the defensive end. I think that Louisville needs to look to drive him.
Adele looking inside, nothing there. Now finds his man inside, Johnson. Turnaround, no. Rebound, Briscoe.
So he needs to get to the basket. He had Derek Willis on him, not nearly as strong, and he settled for that turnaround jumper, essentially.
Out of bounds, it will be Kentucky ball when we come back. 7:55 to go in the first half on the other side of the break. Malik Monk, never mind the 47 Saturday. He's going 94 feet with Jay Billis.
The honors keep coming for Malik Monk.
94 feet with Kentucky's Malik Monk. How hot were you in your 47-point game against North Carolina? You ever been that hot before?
One time, it was AAU, my 10th grade year, I scored 59. I think we played All Ohio. We lost too, though, but yeah.
All right, tell me about squirrel hunting.
I mean, I do it. When I go home to Lepanto, I do it a lot. I just walk around Lepanto with my pellet gun, shooting squirrels at trees.
How many you get in your best day?
Best day, like, with my pellet gun, probably like 6 or 7.
Best player from the woods, the playground you grew up on?
Malik Monk, of course.
All right. Worst thing about having five brothers.
Oh, when you're youngest, you always get beat up on, picked on.
Well, he doesn't get beat up and picked on the court. Malik Monk, 94 feet.
Yes, sir.
As we mentioned, from Lepanto, Arkansas, one of his older brothers, Marcus, was a wide receiver, a terrific wide receiver at Arkansas. Also played some basketball, went on to play in the NFL as well. But, man, among other schools, it came down primarily, it seems, to Arkansas and Kentucky for Malik Monk's services as a collegian, and he chose Kentucky and just broke the hearts of Razorback fans.
Not easy to turn down Arkansas when you grow up in that state. But what is your career high in one day for squirrels?
6 or 7 less than Malik Monk's career high.
Yeah, I'm like, Malik, what is it, 6 or 7?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Guessing you didn't do a lot of that when you were growing up in Southern California either.
I did not.
No.
We had minks in our backyard.
And silly question by you, who's the best player to come out of the playground? Malik Monk, of
I
course,
just wanted to hear him say it.
Yeah. He's got 2 fouls in this game. He's on the bench right now, and Louisville's got the lead on Kentucky.
Right now, De'Aaron Fox on Quentin Snyder. Good pass.
And all that Mathiang could do was bounce it out of bounds off the knee of Adebayo, so it stays with the Cardinals.
Boy, anytime you curl into the lane, they look to throw it up. Kentucky always does that. And it is hard to defend.
Into Mathiang, the 5th-year senior. Snyder lobs it again, and Johnson slams it home.
Just what we were talking about. You curl that one screen, throw it up to the rim.
Here comes Fox, the kick to Briscoe. And Louisville, after the first 3-4 minutes of the game, doing a much better job getting back in transition.
Well, they are doing a good job of putting pressure on in the backcourt and trying to at least slow the advance.
A rejection by Mathiang.
Boy, what a rim protecting group that Louisville's got.
Mitchell for three. It is a madhouse right now here in Louisville. Fox will try to quiet the crowd, and will, at least for the moment.
He kept his eyes on the rim even after going right into the body of Jalen Johnson. You know, I say it all the time, your eyes make layups. You take your eyes off the rim, you got no chance to finish the play. That was a big-time finish by De'Aaron Fox.
He's special. Talk about the future that kid's got.
His present is pretty good, too.
Snyder. Hawkins the kick. Willis the three. Got it.
Well, that was a mistake by Johnson. You have got to make Willis dribble the ball. If that's a catch and shoot, it's a bucket.
And how about the two seniors combining there, Hawkins and Willis, to bring Kentucky back within two.
They need to go right into Johnson.
Yeah.
He's got Willis on him.
Adele not looking in his direction. Shot clock now inside 10. Shot clock at 4. Adele gets it off. Johnson keeps it alive, finds Mathiang, and Mathiang is fouled before the shot.
Anytime that Quentin Snyder is curling a screen and getting into the lane, if you help up, he is throwing that ball right to the rim. Derek Willis helps up in the lane, and that allows Snyder to throw it right up to Jalen Johnson, who dunks it right through. And De'Aaron Fox, look how he never took his eyes off the rim. He kept his head up and his eyes on the rim the whole time. That play was completed by his eyes. What a great play by De'Aaron Fox.
John Calipari just got a warning for being out of the coach's box. If it happens again, it's a technical. Both coaches just made 3 substitutions. Mahmoud, Spalding, and VJ King, a freshman from Cleveland, into the game now for the Cardinals. Mitchell, no. Great rebound by Fox. Mulder. Long on the 3. Gabriel with a rebound and draws the foul.
Actually, the quick 3 by Mulder made it difficult for Louisville to get a block out. And getting the ball up court, oftentimes you get a 3 in transition. That's a better shot than you're going to get if you run 20 seconds of offense.
Bowl season well underway. A week from Friday on the 30th, the Capital One Orange Bowl. Number 6 Michigan, number 11 Florida State, from the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Also streaming live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN. Gabriel very talented in his own right, but with Monk and Fox and Adebayo not getting nearly the hype that some of the other freshmen are getting for Kentucky, but he's a pretty significant guy for them.
No, he's a good player. He's not quite as offensively gifted as some of Kentucky's other players and their other freshmen.
Mahmoud shovel pass, and Briscoe sniffed it out, and Fox is ahead of the pack.
Can't defend that. Anas Mahmoud had to finish that play. He is not a passer. Take it to the rim.
9-0 run Kentucky. They've got the lead back. Mitchell fouled before the shot.
Mahmoud had an isolation when he caught the ball on the right elbow. He drove to the right and turned it over, and there is no defense for this kind of run out. That's a live ball turnover we talked about before the game, and this is the kind of transition where your offense has to help your defense. You have to run good offense to keep from putting your defense in a position where they cannot guard Kentucky.
Kentucky scores 95 points per game so far this year. They've topped the century mark 4 times, and they're averaging 27 points per game in transition so far this season.
Kentucky's going to go on runs. Louisville just can't have long California-type droughts.
Hawkins, no. Rebound Spalding, and a foul on Gabriel. And they'll walk the floor, and Spalding will head to the free throw line. Now 2 officials conferring. Did we have more than one call on the play? And it does look like Spalding's going to head to the free throw line. And they're going to look at something on the monitor, it appears. So maybe there was some sort of an elbow or forearm. We'll have to get a look.
They can also go to the monitor to see who the foul was on. And it was on Wenyen Gabriel. He was the only guy there. So if they called a foul, clearly it's on number 32.
They were taking a look at Isaac Humphries on the rebound. Roger Ayers saying it's a basketball play, so there was nothing that warranted a flagrant foul. So it's just the personal foul, the common foul on Gabriel that sends Spalding to the line.
Yeah, I didn't even see Isaac Humphries in there.
Spalding with 6 rebounds on the night. Stepping to the free throw line now 1-1.
Spalding had a terrific game against Eastern Kentucky in their last game. You can see there was really nothing there.
He got Mahmoud in the back of the head a little bit with the left elbow, but that clearly is just a basketball play.
Yeah. Anas Mahmoud, though, is coming off a concussion where he got hit in the game against Purdue, missed 3 games before coming back against Eastern Kentucky. And against Eastern Kentucky, he had a good outing. 6 points, 4 rebounds. I think he blocked 5 shots, had a couple of steals. Also had 12 deflections in that game.
Willis rifles one into Mulder, and Mahmoud with a rejection.
Speaking of Anas Mahmoud and his shot blocking, boy, he's got quickness to get up to the ball, and that length is impressive.
7-foot junior from Cairo, really coming into his own this year. Snyder with a burst of speed. Finds King. Wild shot, though, and it belongs now to the Wildcats.
Left the floor with nothing to do.
And Briscoe will end up at the free throw line when we come back. 3:21 to go. And a great first half here in Louisville. Also, when we come back, a college football playoff preview. Stay tuned. It's all happening New Year's Eve. Washington, Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson. Who you got?
I like Alabama and Clemson to get to the title game. Deshaun Watson for Clemson. I like a rematch of last year's game. And then nobody's beaten Alabama.
They're that good?
I think they are. I mean, I'm not a football expert.
But you're a mega caster.
I am a mega caster.
You are a mega caster, right?
I will be there sitting in an easy chair watching the game with guys like Bill Walton. I love my bike.
And speaking of great college football players, look who's here.
Heisman Trophy winner. How about that?
That doesn't go away. He had a great season. Briscoe, whose shooting percentages are better, both beyond the arc and from the free throw line. His first 2 points of the night in Kentucky with a 2-point lead.
Well, he's really worked hard on his shot, Isaiah Briscoe has. And right now he's guarding Donovan Mitchell. And De'Aaron Fox on Quentin Snyder has had a terrific first half.
Got 9 points, 3 assists for the Cardinals. Adele absorbs some contact and ties the game.
Boy, really nice cut right behind the drive of Quentin Snyder. Deng Adele has had an excellent first half.
And Malik Monk has been on the bench now, Jay, about 5-6 minutes after picking up that second foul.
Well, I thought he would come back into the game, but John Calipari obviously going to keep him on the bench until the second half.
Briscoe with a baseline drive and called for the offensive foul.
Just used that off arm, similar to what Donovan Mitchell did to him earlier in the first half. He does to Donovan Mitchell later in the first half. Watch his right arm here. As that shoulder goes right into the chest of Mitchell. because he angled him out, wouldn't allow him to get to the basket, angled him to the baseline.
And will it be Hawkins? Yes, it will. Hawkins called for the foul. Coming up on our Zales halftime report. First half stats and analysis, highlights from both the Villanova game and the Duke game tonight. And of course, Grayson Allen, as we mentioned earlier, teed up again. Another tripping incident. Maria's going to tee it up with Seth and Jay Will.
Yeah, Dan, they just finished up their dinner, so I think they're energized now. What do you guys have coming in college game day at the halftime?
Well, we're going to talk about De'Aaron Fox. I think he's settling for jump shots, but he has the ability to get to the rim whenever he wants. He can't be content.
Kentucky's got to find a way to contain Louisville off the bounce, off that high ball screen and those dribble handoffs. Louisville's doing a great job of getting in the lane.
And you got some bunny ears on your head. So much more to look forward to at halftime.
I can't control this guy. He's out of control. Don't you trip me. Oh, God.
Jay Will flexing that maturity as always. I like that Reese, you don't bring in Reese until it's time really to turn the lights on, pull the curtain back. He's a finisher. He's a closer.
Well, you can't get past his security.
Adebayo. Been kind of quiet at times, but that was anything but quiet for the guy they call Bam.
Well, they've got to get the ball into him, and he's got to do exactly that. You see how he went right into the chest of Anas Mahmoud and just backed him off? Offensive foul on Mitchell. Watch what Bam Adebayo does when he gets the ball down low. He turns over that right shoulder and goes right into the chest of Mahmoud, backs him off, and then dunks it with both hands. That's a man in a man's game exerting his strength. That is one strong freshman.
And at shoot around today, John Calipari was really pushing him. He said they're working on drills, jump hooks and putbacks and follows. And he said, go up and dunk on people tonight.
He said, I don't want to see any skills.
Yeah, that's right.
Go up and dunk it.
Fox with a floater. Count it and one.
That's where De'Aaron Fox is at his best, when he puts the ball on the deck and gets into the lane. And that little floater is a terrific shot. He took on the closeout. Deng Adel went down to double on Bam Adebayo, and to Adebayo's credit, he did a great job of passing out of it, and Fox took on the closeout. Now you got to close out short to De'Aaron Fox. You're not looking to take away the shot. You're looking to close late to the shot and take away the drive.
David Levitch in the game for the second time tonight for Louisville. Adele with a drive, rolls off the rim to Willis.
Still a good move, just didn't finish it. And with Malik Monk on the bench, Kentucky has got the lead in this thing. They've hung with it and stuck with it.
And Monk playing the role of cheerleader right now, liking what his backcourt mate just did as Fox gets to the free throw line. Holding that right elbow, though, in a little bit of discomfort. He is a lefty, but holding his right elbow as he makes his way to the free throw line. Tonight, after the Poinsettia Bowl, it's Sports Center at night with Scott Van Pelt. He'll have all the highlights from that game as well as this game. A look at all the college hoop action, NBA, NHL, NFL news, and everything else you need to know. Also streaming live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN.
De'Aaron Fox is a triple-double threat every time he steps on the floor. There aren't that many triple-double talents in basketball. He's one of them.
And he had one against Arizona State, just the second triple-double in Kentucky basketball history. Chris Mills had one back in 1988.
They're hard to get in a 40-minute game.
Snyder again.
But De'Aaron Fox went underneath the high screen. And Kentucky just allowed Quentin Snyder, who's gotten off to a good start, to waltz into that shot.
He's into double figures now with 11. It's a 3-point lead, Kentucky. Final minute of a very entertaining first half. Fox between the legs, pull-up jumper. And loose ball down to Snyder. Got in a little too deep, and fortunate that Louisville retained possession.
Well, any time that Kentucky's going to go underneath a screen on Quentin Snyder, he's got to continue to look to be aggressive to take that shot.
So many of the fans, just about all the fans in the lower deck standing here with the KFC Yum Center. 6th-ranked Kentucky, 10th-ranked Louisville, both 10-1 on the season. Snyder spins, gets it off, and hits.
Boy, that high screen has been so effective. Picking off De'Aaron Fox, and then the great spin by Snyder. Clearly his best game of the season. He's been magnificent.
And a local kid, a Louisville kid. Imagine what this means to him to play this well in this game. Willis, no. And the first half will come to a close with Kentucky leading Louisville by 1. 40-39. What a great 20 minutes of basketball that was here in Louisville. John Calipari wanted a foul call at the end of the half. Didn't get it right there. And still unhappy as he makes his way off the court. He's going to stop, though, and spend a little time with Maria Taylor.
Coach, what was the confusion or what you wanted to get across to the officials there?
There was some talking back and forth. He heard it. I know my guys. That's why I said, what did you hear? The biggest thing right now for us, there's a lack of discipline, which is expected with freshmen and sophomores. Going under some handoffs, giving them threes, not trusting each other enough. And this is a great environment.
Malik Monk went out with 2 fouls with 8:52 remaining. How did your team respond to the challenge of not having it?
I thought they did fine. They did fine.
Thanks, Coach.
Well, not quite 94 feet, but Maria getting into walking mode there to stick with Coach Cal. He's making his way to the locker room. What a great 20 minutes, and we got 20 more to come. Here at Louisville, 40-39, Kentucky leads after the break. The Zales halftime report is coming your way.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Dick's Sports.
Welcome back to an ESPN Sonic blockbuster. Cats and Cards, and it's living up to the hype. 40-39 Kentucky leads as we get ready for the second half. What struck you in the first half?
Well, Kentucky's got a 1-point lead. Malik Monk only played 10 minutes in the first half of those 2 fouls. Still, he had 6 points. But when Kentucky was able to get out in transition, off a turnover, even off a made basket, they shot a really good percentage and put a ton of pressure on this Louisville defense, played ahead of the Louisville defense. When it was 5-on-5, though, in half-court sets, Kentucky shot only 35% in that first half. That's the difference between an open-court Kentucky Wildcat team and a half-court Kentucky Wildcat team. But the Wildcats need to do a better job of guarding pick and rolls, and they've got to do a better job on the glass.
Let's bring in Maria with more.
Well, Dan, you hear Jay talking about Kentucky's transition offense. For the Cardinals, the focus was transition defense and matching up very early, because right now they feel like that is the difference in this game. So the Wildcats scored 14 points in transition. And also one of the focuses that they have is in the half-court set, not allowing Bam to be isolated on the post and be quick with weak side help whenever he does get the ball in the paint.
All right, Maria, thank you. De'Aaron Fox leading all scorers with 14 in the first half. Quentin Snyder led Louisville with 13. Both point guards really played well in the first half, and now I think we've got some sort of a substance on the court as Roger Ayers puts a stoppage to things, and they'll get that wet spot on the court. They'll get that.
Look at the Louisville managers. That is speed. 3 guys right on it. They triple teamed that perspiration. Now, the Louisville managers beat the Kentucky managers last night.
Oh, really?
In a showdown between the 2 manager teams. Now, I don't know if that's like the par 3 contest in the Masters, but big win by the Louisville managers.
Mitchell is fouled by Briscoe, and Donovan Mitchell will be heading to the free throw line for a couple.
You know, if I were Rick Pitino, I would be looking to put Kentucky into ball screen situations until they show they can defend it better. And bring a ball screen to Quentin Snyder, let him get into the lane, and let him make a play, and cut off of each time he gets into the lane.
And who's struggling with defending it? Is it the guards or the bigs?
Well, it's both. Yep. It's both. But they've got to get a coherent ball screen coverage to where they're not letting him turn the corner. So the big guys have to do a much better job. They've got to stay connected, or they've got to let him get through.
Mitchell 1 for 2 to tie it up. 6th tie of the night.
Quentin Snyder guarding Malik Monk. Let's see if they go to Malik Monk, try to get him started. He's been on the bench for a long time.
Boy, he put one up in a hurry. It's off a couple of legs and back to Kentucky. Briscoe with a drive. Shovel pass off a fingertip. Fox corrals it. Gabriel's foul.
Louisville's closeouts have not been very good to start this second half. When Dangadell closed out to Isaiah Briscoe, you got to close out short. You can put late pressure on his shot. You can't allow him to drive. Job one with De'Aaron Fox and Isaiah Briscoe. Take away the drive first. Now 2-3 zone.
Adebayo double teamed in the post, and it's off him out of bounds.
You have got to, when you're throwing the ball into the post, you can't just look at the post guy. You have to look at the defenders behind the post guy. The pass led to that turnover because it didn't look at the defense. It was just looking at passing to the offense.
Mitchell. Jump stop. Johnson. Gabriel down with a rebound. Gabriel for three.
What a rebound by Bam Adebayo.
And he draws the foul.
Now watch this ball when it's thrown inside to Bam Adebayo. See how Quentin Snyder stops behind the defense or behind the offense and just gets in there and knocks that ball away. It goes off Bam Adebayo and a turnover. Now De'Aaron Fox threw that ball inside. He was the one that turned that over, not Bam Adebayo, because he didn't look at the defense.
And Jay, that's big. Mitchell to the bench with three. David Levitch, who just got crushed on a screen, has come in for him. Fox with a pull-up. Around and out and down with a rebound, Mathiang. Well, Snyder has been in attack mode all night long for the Cardinals.
Went to Ballard High School here in Louisville, and the all-time leading scorer at Ballard High School. And Ballard's had some great players, including Allen Houston.
Levitch, no, but two defenders went at him to try to block the shot, and that left Johnson alone for the putback.
Well, that's a key point. Anytime you go after a block shot, that can open up the offensive glass. This Louisville team, an excellent offensive rebounding team. Sometimes Louisville's best offense can be a missed shot.
Nearly stolen by Levitch.
Watch how Kentucky goes to block this shot by Levitch as he turns the corner. Got two shot blockers. That opens up. Now all of a sudden Bam Adebayo's got to block out Mathiang and Johnson. Well, he's a big, strong guy, but he's not going to block out two Louisville Cardinals. That's not going to happen.
Dominique Hawkins in for Isaiah Briscoe. Great atmosphere from the moment this game began, and the game has lived up to it. And it's a shot clock violation on Kentucky.
Just a lack of recognition. And that's, frankly, that one's on De'Aaron Fox. The point guard's got to know. And they've got to communicate it and echo it to all five guys on the floor exactly how much time they've got.
Snyder. You got to respect the shooting ability of Levitch. Hawkins on him right now as Snyder calls for a ball screen. Floater rejected by Adebayo, but he gave it right back. Rejected again, this time by Gabriel. And Monk will lay it in, and he's got a chance for three.
Boy, you think De'Aaron Fox is fast. That's some speed by Malik Monk. And Louisville, a shot blocking team. Kentucky matching it also. The block shot first by Adebayo, then by Gabriel. And that block shot started a break, 1-on-2. But when your one is Malik Monk, that's pretty good odds.
Three-point play, Kentucky back on top. That was quite a sequence for the Wildcats.
Boy, what a ball game.
Yeah. Kentucky's already played in two of the best games that we have seen this year. The UCLA win at Rupp, 97-92, and then the Kentucky win over North Carolina on Saturday, 103-100.
De'Aaron Fox has got to get down in the stands. He was standing straight up on that drive. He is too quick and too athletic to be blown by. That was just because he was standing straight up.
Good position for Johnson. And he reverses it up and in.
Goes away from the double team. Majoring in English.
Louisville back on top. John Calipari screaming at his players out on the court. And this kind of noise, they're not going to hear anything, and it's another Wildcat turnover.
Boy, they caught Jalen Johnson in a switch, couldn't take advantage of it, and turned it over. But Johnson on the other end, watch how he gets into the lane, turns right into a double team, and then goes right back away from it. Not quite George Gervin, but a nice finger roll.
First true road game of the year for this young Kentucky team. They played at home a bunch. They played a few neutral site games. Levitch with a shot fake, left it short, got it back, and is fouled and will go to the line. The ruling is that he was in the act of shooting on the play.
Boy, a great shot fake as Malik Monk flew by. And David Levitch, as soon as he let it go, he knew he pulled the string on it and short-armed it. And he was right there for his own offensive rebound. Good play.
Third on Briscoe. So Monk in foul trouble in the first half. Briscoe picks up his third here. Mitchell's got 3 for Louisville.
Well, you have to be smart with fouls in a game like this, Dan. You can get a basket back. You cannot get a foul back.
Kentucky goes bigger, Jay. Willis, Gabriel, Adebayo. Oh, now it makes sense. Briscoe thought he was coming out because he picked up his third, but it wasn't him. John Calipari wanted Gabriel out of the game, so Briscoe stays in with 3. And a couple of missed free throws for Levitch. Right now, Fox playing off the ball. Briscoe in charge. Willis in the corner. Good rebound by Adele.
Well, Louisville very fortunate there. Gave a wide open 3 up in the corner.
Snyder again. What a night he's having.
Who said the Cardinals couldn't shoot?
They're shooting it tonight. 6 for 12 from beyond the arc. Monk with a baseline drive, and he's fouled by Spalding.
Quentin Snyder, the 6'2" junior from here in Louisville, Kentucky, has had his best game of the year by far.
The winner is Lamar Jackson of the University of Louisville.
Looking dapper in the red jacket at the ceremony. Lamar Jackson, what a season he has had for the Cardinals, and he's standing by with Maria Taylor.
And Danny's still wearing a red jacket. Lamar, what was it like when the Heisman Trust presented the Heisman Trophy to the university as a whole?
Well, you know, it was pretty crazy for me. You know, I kept saying that the whole time. You know, it was so overwhelming just to hear my name called. You know, after being nominated with all the other guys, you know, finalists, it was just overwhelming. I'm still excited right now.
You mentioned to the fans at halftime when they brought out the trophy that they've been with you since the very beginning. What has the fan base meant to you and this football team this season?
Well, you know, since the beginning of my career, you know, throwing my first pass as an interception, you know, they probably had a couple questions, you know, about that one. But, you know, after that, they were still with me. They rolled with me. And, you know, to have that Heisman Trophy, you know, to bring it here to Louisville and my teammates, you know, it's amazing right now.
Give me the coolest moment that you've had since you've won the trophy.
You know what, like I said before, you know, me and the guys, you know, just being a part of the Heisman alumni now, you know, it's tremendous for me, you know, and it's great meeting them guys, so that had to be the best part.
The real question is, where is your Heisman Trophy now? Where is it going to stay?
Well, you know, it's going to stay with my mom. You know, she earned it. That's her award.
All right, shout out to Mom, then. Thanks for your time, Lamar.
All right, thank you.
Maria Lamar, thank you. 47-44, Louisville over Kentucky. The last foul on Jalen Johnson, his third, as Snyder continues to have an incredible night. He's now got 18.
Well, he is so aggressive curling off that screen. And he's got a great look on his face right now. That is one confident player. Wonder why Maria didn't go 94 yards with Lamar Jackson. What a move.
Monk misses the shot. Has not been his night so far. after the incredible game that he had against Carolina on the weekend. 47 points, an all-time Kentucky freshman record, and the most points that anybody has scored in a Division I game this season.
Well, Louisville is so good at disrupting rhythm. Basketball is a game, it's all about rhythm. Establishing yours, disrupting theirs. And so far, Louisville has done a great job of seizing its tempo. They've given up some in transition. You're not going to shut Kentucky out in transition, but they've gotten their tempo.
Third on De'Aaron Fox. So we've now got 3 Cardinals and 2 Wildcats, all with 3 fouls and better than 14 minutes left in this game.
Louisville doing a nice job of operating off the low block and the elbow. And they've gotten some back screens and down screen action and really good movement.
Adele with a drive. Down with a rebound, Fox. Long look ahead, Briscoe. And he'll lay it in.
How about that rebound and pass ahead by De'Aaron Fox? That was big time.
Some pressure now on Snyder.
That couldn't have been more than 3 seconds from Fox's rebound to a layup.
And we've seen that 5 or 6 times tonight from Kentucky. Mahmoud threw it out of bounds.
Just get out of trouble and pick your dribble up. You don't need to make plays off the dribble when you're 7 feet. That's a big time rebound by De'Aaron Fox. One dribble, pass, another. Ball hit the floor twice and a layup on the other end. What a great play. Back to the 2-3 zone, given different looks. And they match up out of it, so they can go man.
Levitch with a deflection. Still plenty of time for Kentucky.
So now back to man as they get to a shorter clock.
Fox gets a switch.
Well, got to go inside to Adebayo.
Briscoe will pull up inside the arc. Too strong.
Adebayo had Quentin Snyder on him. Isolate him and get him the ball. He's got to demand that ball. You have to punish teams for switching and giving you mismatches.
Adele.
Got hit.
And if it's Briscoe, it's number 4.
That is not a smart foul.
Number 4 on Briscoe with 12:54 to go.
Not only is it the 4th, but instead of making Deng Adel take a tough 2, you foul him and let him go to the line to score with no defense.
A significant loss for Kentucky.
That's a good deal of your toughness and experience going to the bench. And one of your best defenders and guard rebounders.
Dominique Hawkins takes his place.
You know, the question is, as we go down this last 12:54, will Kentucky look young? They are young, but throughout the season they've not looked young. In their first road test, and this is more than a test, this is like a final exam. Will they look young?
They have lost their first true road game in 5 of John Calipari's previous 7 seasons as the head coach of Kentucky. Adebayo! Get out of his way. I'll tell you, he was absorbing the lesson at shoot-around today. He's doing exactly what his coach wanted him to do when he gets down low.
He just dunked on the entire Commonwealth.
And a timeout taken by Rick Pitino.
I think that's how you get the nickname Bam.
Just backing down to Mahmoud and flushing it. And we got some kind of a game going on here in Louisville. One of the best rivalries in college basketball, and it's delivering here tonight. The NBA on Christmas Day tradition continues with 5 great games. Celtics and Knicks at noon. How about the Warriors and the Cavs on ABC at 2:30? Then the Bulls and the Spurs, T-Wolves and the Thunder, and finish off your night with the Clippers and Lakers. What a day, what a night. Foul situation here. Briscoe with 4, Fox with 3, a trio of Cardinals with 3 fouls. Levitch getting some minutes for Mitchell. And he was letting it go as if he thought it was out of bounds off Kentucky. The officials will discuss. Levitch could have picked that ball up, but he clearly felt it was going to belong to Louisville. And it will.
Smart move by Levitch. He's standing out of bounds not to touch it.
Now 8 to shoot. Snyder cradles, blocked by Adebayo. Man, did he get up there.
Boy, that was close to goaltending. If that was at the apex, if not coming down a bit. What a block.
Adebayo out near the three-point line, hands off to Monk. Levitch trying to stay with him. Monk pulls up too strong, and Spalding with another rebound.
Malik Monk is trying to do it all by himself. He is not doing anything off screens. It's all after he catches the ball.
Mahmoud, the handoff to Adele. Got a switch. Trying to take Willis. In and out. Willis the rebound.
Adebayo's got to get the ball. Give him the ball.
He hasn't had many touches, but he's done something good just about every time he has gotten a touch. Instead, it's Mulder who knocks down the three on the kick out by Adebayo.
Well, you get the ball inside, good things are going to happen. Attention goes to Adebayo. He kicks it out for an open shot and a step-in three.
Second three of the night for Michael Mulder. Adele crosses over and finishes.
Boy, just a little step toward the midcourt line, and Malik Monk bit on it.
Oh. Adebayo from Monk.
If you do not get back in transition, they absolutely make you pay with a poster.
6'10", 260, a freshman, Bam Adebayo.
Good pass.
Spalding, no. Willis, a good rebound in traffic. Hawkins is tripped. And we've got a foul going against Louisville. We are near the midway point of the second half in what has been a great evening of basketball. So much emotion in the house here in Louisville, and we're all tied up. Welcome back to Louisville. What a game. Kentucky-Louisville tied at 53. Greatness Awaits is brought to you by PlayStation as we take a look at the Cardinals' upcoming schedule, including this game tonight against Kentucky. 4 consecutive ranked opponents. They host Virginia. They play Indiana in Indianapolis on New Year's Eve. Then they go to South Bend to take on the Irish January the 4th. So including this game tonight, it's the first time, Jay, in Louisville regular season history, taking away NCAA tournament regular season history, where they will play 4 consecutive ranked opponents.
And how about going from Kentucky to Virginia? Like Malik Monk with a hook.
Number 3 on Monk, who is saying to Ron Gruber, one of the officials, what did I do?
Well, right now, anytime you can drive De'Aaron Fox or Malik Monk to try to get foul number 4 on them, I say you do it.
Mitchell back into the game for Louisville with 3 fouls. Johnson playing with 3 fouls.
Got to switch.
Mitchell finds Adele, 7 to shoot, pull-up jumper, no. Mathiang saves it, but it's retrieved by Monk. Mitchell doing a good job to stay in front of him, and Monk just threw it away.
Boy, what kind of pass was that?
And then they give it right back. Snyder picked off by Fox. And rejected by Johnson. Boy, guys are making some plays here tonight.
Some athletic plays, but they need to use that athleticism and make some disciplined plays, the right play. The ball's got to go to Bam Adebayo. He's 5 for 5.
And at least 4 of them are dunks. I can remember 4 of them. Now he's 5 for 6. Ball's on the deck. He had it, couldn't get it, but Willis has it. Shot clock running down. They don't get it off. Shot clock did not reset. The Adebayo shot did not hit the rim.
Boy, Adebayo was contested at the rim. Thought there was contact, but still Louisville contesting everything unless Bam Adebayo goes right into their chest to knock them backwards.
Monk out, Mulder back in for Kentucky. The Wildcats have now coughed it up 12 times in the game, 7 of them here in the second half.
Ball's got to move for Louisville. Their success has been when they've passed the ball multiple times in a possession.
Mitchell guarded by Fox, and Mitchell called for the travel. He slipped as he was trying to make his move.
Isaiah Briscoe with those 4 fouls coming back into the ball game now for Kentucky.
As Hawkins goes to the bench, 8:31 to go. A game full of ties and lead changes. One of the great rivalry games in the college basketball calendar, Kentucky and Louisville. Fox, yes.
Boy, Snyder went under that high screen, and you give De'Aaron Fox that much room, he's got too much speed. You can't catch up to him.
Mitchell. Now back to Snyder, who has had a terrific night tonight for the Cardinals.
This is a play they call Vegas.
Way short on the jumper.
Boy, that high screen was so good for Louisville earlier in the ball game.
Willis open for 3. Rebound down to Adele. Adele driving on Mulder. Whips it inside. Johnson has it knocked away. Crowd hollering for a foul call. Adebayo will go to the free throw line as Mathiang is called for the block.
Kentucky has wrestled back this lead when the game has gotten a little sloppy. Using the high screen going underneath, just can't catch up to that kind of speed.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Zales.
Louisville's had remarkable success playing non-conference teams here with the KFC Yum Center. They've only lost 3 non-conference games, 2 of them to Kentucky. The last non-conference game they lost in this building was to the Wildcats just about 2 years ago, as Kentucky led by Tyler Ulis and Karl Anthony Towns. They beat Louisville in a low-scoring affair, 58-50. And that is the only time in the last 54 non-conference home games that Louisville has lost. 53-1 in their last 54 games. Now, granted, a number of those are against competition that is not quite ACC caliber or Kentucky caliber, but still a very strong record. But what would this mean to Louisville to win this game here tonight?
Well, I think anytime you can beat a program like Kentucky, especially an arch rival, it has tremendous meaning. And when Kentucky has won so many of these games over the last several years, I think it would have a great impact on this team and be a real confidence builder.
Let's go to Maria Taylor with more.
Dan, it looks like Rick Pitino is looking for a high percentage shot. He talked to his team about getting the ball inside to Jalen Johnson, but telling Johnson not to just throw it up, make a strong move to the basket if he gets a touch.
He's got a strength advantage on Gabriel, right?
Well, and that's the key, is to take it up to give yourself the opportunity to get fouled.
He'll take a long jumper. Monk the rebound.
Yeah, that's not the shot you wanted. He can certainly make that shot.
Monk all the way, high and soft off the glass. Kentucky by 4.
Boy, it's amazing how often when a team takes a bad or questionable shot, and I do think that was a questionable shot by Jalen Johnson, it leads to a layup on the other end. That was a huge turnaround.
Snyder. Johnson and 1.
Well, that was a body-seeking job in the short corner along the baseline by Jalen Johnson. A little help up, kind of a fake, and then right into his body. Just didn't complete the play. But after that poor decision on that shot by Johnson, Malik Monk in the open floor. And sometimes when you've been struggling as a great scorer, just seeing the ball go through the net can really help.
Man, did he miss that free throw badly. 2-point lead, Kentucky. Fox with a full head of steam. Challenged by Mathiang. And what's the call?
It's a loose ball foul on Kentucky.
What a defensive play there by Mathiang, going straight up to deter Fox.
And he went straight up with both hands. And because he went straight up with both hands, he can be in the restricted area. If he stayed on his feet there, that would have been a block. Any contact would have been called a block. But because he went straight up with both hands and was in the air, he was a legal defender, and that contact was on the offense, not on the defense.
Bonus both ways. Adele at the line. The foul was on Adebayo, his second. Adele quietly with 15 points on the night.
Yeah, he's had a really good game. And he's a guy that can be a truly outstanding player. You know, he missed so much of last season with an injury. But what a confidence builder for Deng Adel to have this kind of a game.
22 NBA scouts in attendance at this game here tonight. Monk a miss.
And it's all been off of his own dribble. He's not getting anything off the offense.
Mitchell all the way. Louisville back on top.
Bad shot by Kentucky, layup by Louisville.
Good look in the corner for Monk, won't go. Frenetic pace here with under 6 minutes to play.
Now Louisville's got to make Kentucky guard in the half court. Move them around and then attack.
Snyder. Guarded by Briscoe. Over the top to Adele.
Now there's that back screen, down screen action. That's a similar action to what Virginia runs.
Timeout, Kentucky. As loud a building as we've been in this year. Louisville and Kentucky, the Cardinals back on top of the strength of an 8-0 run.
Well, did a great job with a little back screen on the right elbow that freed up Deng Adel. He passes, then he just goes off that little back screen rub and is able to get that lob. That similar action, Virginia calls it sides, but Rick Pitino's run that forever.
Mathiang knocks it away. Adebayo to the deck to retain possession. Monk pulls up, knocks it down, and makes it a 2-point game.
Boy, what a great play by Bam Adebayo. I mean, he should get a hockey assist on that one.
Mathiang was the guy who knocked it away, but Adebayo beat everybody to the floor. Mitchell over Briscoe, no. Briscoe ahead to Monk. Knocked away, and it belongs to the Cardinals.
Boy, Louisville just makes everything difficult. In transition, Snyder goes right in front of Monk, knocks it right off of him. And if he didn't get it, I think it would have been blocked. Bad pass.
Briscoe chips it away, but out of bounds to Louisville.
Well, Louisville very fortunate there.
Still plenty of time on the shot clock, 13 seconds.
Gotta let Quentin Snyder handle the ball here.
It'll be Mitchell at the moment. And he is fouled, and remember, it's bonus both ways, so Mitchell headed to the free throw line for 1-and-1.
Neither team a great free throw shooting team.
Third on Adebayo. Both teams right around 69% as a team from the line. Mitchell's one of the good ones. He's 78% of the season. Following our game tonight, it's the San Diego County Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl between BYU and Wyoming. It's also streaming live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN. Mathiang out. Mahmoud has come back in for Louisville. 4-point game.
What kind of gifts do you think you get for the San Diego Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl? Do you get like a 401k?
Fox probing, in some trouble, and gets out of it.
Boy, Kentucky's gotten on the floor for some loose balls. Gotten the last two.
Briscoe will be fouled and head to the free throw line. Quentin Snyder called for the foul, his second. And it's 1-1 for Briscoe. As we look around the building, Jay, do you see anybody in the lower level sitting right now? Any fans at all sitting?
I haven't been looking at the fans. I can't take my eyes off the court.
Makes the first. Heated rivalry. So many players have played with or against each other. AAU ball, summer circuit, what have you. This state, basketball crazy. The two top programs in the state, Kentucky and Louisville. And it's a 2-point game with 4:12 to go. Briscoe will sit Hawkins back in.
Kentucky going to put on some full court pressure. Louisville's got to run the ball into their hands. They can't wait for the ball to get to them. They've got to run it into their hands. And I think Louisville's got to continue to attack off the dribble. Put Kentucky in a position to foul. And keep putting pressure on the rim and on the lane instead of settling for a jump shot.
Mahmoud the handoff to Mitchell. 10 to shoot.
Got to switch. Adebayo on Mitchell.
Mitchell over him. No.
So you got to get to the rim.
Wow. The ball hits the court, and 3 Cardinals surrounded to get the rebound. Then a missed 3 by Snyder, and another offensive rebound, and a slam for Johnson. Adele found him. 3 opportunities, and now a tip. But Fox will recover.
You know, for that last play, you got to give a lot of credit to Anas Mahmoud for getting that loose ball. What a game.
Fox. And a foul is the call to take us to immediate timeout. 3:13 to go in this great game tonight.
Boy, how many shots have been blocked at the apex, but what a save, what a pass, what a finish, what a game.
All right, Adnan, thank you. Happy holidays to you. What a great game here in Louisville. 3:13 to go. It's a sonic blockbuster. It has lived up to the hype. It has lived up to the rivalry. It's red versus blue. And it looks like it's going to go right down to the closing seconds.
You know, Dan, Kentucky averages 20 assists per game. In this ball game, they've got 9 assists on 21 field goals. And a lot of that has been because of their shot selection, the fact that this Louisville defense has been so disruptive, they've had to take it on their own. And Malik Monk, his shot selection has not been, it has been freshman-like. It has not been as good as it needs to be, especially on the road.
And just a few days after going 8 for 12 on threes against Carolina, Monk's 0 for 6 from beyond the arc tonight. Snyder behind the back, forces it up and hits it.
Well, that's the first 20-point game by a Louisville player this season. What a great move by Quentin Snyder. By far his best game of the year.
Fox floats it up for Adebayo, who was fouled by Mathiang.
You know, Snyder's played, I think, with great pace. He's got a really good feel, and he just knows how to play. But crosses over, goes behind his back, steps back, and then gets De'Aaron Fox just off balance. Fox did not want to pick up another foul there. And that was a terrific step through and shot by Quentin Snyder.
And the foul not on Mathiang. My mistake on Deng Adel, his 4th, as Adebayo misses the first. These freshmen playing in their first true road game. Adebayo, Monk, Fox, and a couple of missed free throws for Bam Adebayo.
And on top of De'Aaron Fox, those are a number of misses that can be crushing on the road.
Good ball pressure. The handoff for Johnson. Johnson straight line drive. Corner kick. Mitchell for three. And Mathiang will get called for the foul, wrestling with Adebayo for the rebound.
Well, they had him with a hand in the back. And even if he didn't push, they're going to call that. You can see right behind, there's really nothing there. The official, well, truth is the official's out of position to make that call. But anytime you got a hand on somebody's back, they've been told to clean up rebounding. But that wasn't a foul, it just looked like one.
Adebayo, Jay's now 0 for 5 from the line tonight.
Well, you go onto the road and get to the line 25 times. And a couple of those misses have been front ends.
Finally makes his first. It's a 4-point game, 2:12 to go.
Full court pressure, denial. Bangadell's got to be careful here not to push off.
Gets it over. Monk flattened on a screen. And now we're inside 2 minutes.
Don't want to settle for a jump shot here. If you get a step in off a drive, fine. Otherwise, get to the rim. Here's the switch.
Snyder trying to go by Adebayo. He does, and he lays it in.
Adebayo had no chance to stay in front of Quentin Snyder. Snyder knew it. What would our colleagues say? The lingerie on the deck. Quentin Snyder and Dangadell have had their best games of the season in the most passionate and important game of the season. Snyder has been shooting the ball well from three, but also making really good decisions, coming off of screens. When he gets a switch, goes right past Bam Adebayo and makes him pay for switching off. And Dangadell has really been good on both ends of the floor, taking the ball to the rim, knocking down open shots, hard cut off a back screen, and a fabulous pass to Jalen Johnson for the great finish. Louisville needed big games from their best players. And Dangadell and Quentin Snyder both stepped forward in really the biggest game of the year thus far, maybe the most important game of the year for this Louisville team. And to this point, they've been truly outstanding.
Snyder's got 22 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Monk 0 for 7 from beyond the arc.
And Donovan Mitchell right there to put pressure on that shot. No rhythm at all for Malik Monk.
And now they can take a little bit of time off the clock here, up by 6. 1:10 to go.
Got to be strong with the ball on these drives.
Mitchell. And the rebound down to the Cats. We go inside the final minute. Fox has a chance for a three-point play.
I don't know, honestly, why Donovan Mitchell wanted to take a jump shot on that last possession. That put the transition defense in a tough spot. Really poor foul. If you're going to foul there, you cannot let De'Aaron Fox complete that play.
It's a one-possession game.
Right now, you want the ball in the hands of your best free throw shooters. That's Donovan Mitchell, Quentin Snyder, Dangadell.
Snyder pressured hard by Fox.
You get in trouble, you've got a timeout.
Ball is tipped away. Adebayo's got it. Briscoe, long lead pass for Monk. And a push is called. A foul is called against Louisville. It'll be on Mathiang, and it'll send Kentucky back to the free throw line.
Louisville, 2 possessions offensively. A jump shot and a turnover. Boy, there wasn't much there at all. That's not a foul.
Remember, Kentucky was down. North Carolina had the ball and the lead in the final minute Saturday out in Vegas. Kentucky came back and won the game. Louisville has a lead, had the ball, but they just turned it over. Boy, the pressure is so high on the players in the final minute of a game of this magnitude.
Yeah, and a couple loose possessions by Louisville with the lead. That's where they've got to get to the rim, get fouled, or get a better shot than just a jump shot, a turnover in the middle of the lane. And then they compound those mistakes by fouling on the other end. Now the question is, can Kentucky hit big free throws down the stretch? I mean, they've missed a number of free throws in this game that could have put a heck of a lot more game pressure on Louisville. But these are two very big free throws right now for Derek Willis,
who has not been to the line in this game. He's 9 for 10 from the line on the season.
Box outs right now are huge.
One of two in a 2-point game. Big collision between Johnson and Briscoe on the screen in the backcourt. 10-second difference. Game clock, shot clock, and it looks like Kentucky's going to play it out.
Well, there's no need to foul. You certainly don't want to do it now.
Mitchell the drive, gets inside. Offensive rebound, Johnson! 15 seconds, 4-point game. Deep one for Monk.
Wow.
Yes! His first made three of the night is about a 26-footer. And it brings Kentucky within one.
Boy, Malik Monk had been struggling to find a rhythm all game long. But he did not hesitate in transition. And Dan, we had talked about when you go for a block shot, it opens up the offensive glass. That's exactly what happened to Kentucky on that last Louisville possession. They get the stick back to go up 4. But then in transition, Malik Monk, I mean, this was downtown Louisville. Had a defender right in front of him. Certainly not wanting to foul. That's a big-time three.
Let's get a quick update back in the studio with Adnan Virk. All right, thank you very much, Adnan. We've got 10.4 seconds to go. If Kentucky can't force a quick turnover, they're going to have to foul. Obviously, Mitchell, Adele, Snyder, the three best free throw shooters that Louisville has in the game. Let's see who comes out of the huddle if there are any changes. And David Levitch has come into the game.
Well, if you can foul Levitch, he's already missed a couple free throws in this one. And has not shot free throws particularly well during the course of this young season. Not gotten the line all that much.
It'll be Adele to inbound.
I don't think you have to foul right away on the catch. You can try to get a quick trap. But now you have to foul.
And they will foul Mitchell, who's a 78% free throw shooter on the season coming into this game, and is 3 for 5 tonight. Even if he makes both, it's still a one-possession game.
But if he does make both and it's a one-possession game, then the question is, does Louisville foul Kentucky after they get the ball across half court so that Malik Monk cannot get up a three? I mean, that's what they really have to be concerned with if they make both.
Let's see if that comes to fruition.
Donovan Mitchell, a 78% free throw shooter coming into this game. Will he have two bigger ones in his career than this?
Willis back in to get another shooter on the floor for Kentucky. Generally 8 seconds left. Most coaches do not foul with this much time left.
Well, they don't foul with this much time, but after the advance, there'll be time going off the clock. I think if he makes this, I think you'll see Rick Pitino call a timeout. There it is.
And there it is. You're bang on. So Kentucky will have the ball down 3 with 8.2 seconds to go.
Boy, how about the athletic courage to step up to the line and knock down those 2 free throws for Donovan Mitchell. So right now, the issue for Louisville is once the ball gets across half court, I think under 5 seconds is a perfect time to foul. You just can't let anybody that you do foul get anywhere near a shooting motion. And the referees have to be very in tune with this as well. This happens all the time in the NBA. It does not happen as often in college.
Or is it possible that they just say Monk won't beat them, don't help off Monk, and hope they can contain everybody else?
2 doesn't hurt you.
Yeah.
You definitely don't help off Monk. Absolutely.
Yep.
But the key is if there's a dribble advance or pass ahead, if you are going to foul, you make sure that Kentucky cannot get into a shooting motion. They've got to have a 3 here.
How much fun has this been?
Oh, what a great game.
Yeah. I don't know that John Calipari and Rick Pitino would describe it as fun over the last couple of hours, but boy, it's been fun for the rest of us.
I'll bet you they have had fun. Those guys are competitors.
Lamar Jackson's hanging around. He's been having fun.
Hey, when you got a Heisman in your back pocket, everything's fun.
Willis, Briscoe, Fox, Monk, Adebayo. So really, Jay, only 2 really good three-point shooters in the game for Kentucky. Monk, and then the second guy would be Willis. Fox not a great outside shooter. Briscoe not a great outside shooter. And a 1/10 of a second came off the clock. I think that's what the discussion is about. It was 8.2 when they went to the timeout. Now it's 8.1. Now they've set it back. Willis to inbound. Briscoe. Handoff Monk. He'll get it off. Rebound down to Adele, and Louisville is going to win it. What a great college basketball game tonight here in Louisville as the Cardinals take down Kentucky 73-70, beating them for the first time since 2012.